Hey there, Clunk. Game change here, bro. Just have a little look. So I've just checked there. You're about 36% defense stats. So keep an eye on that because I just had a quick scout of your base, and I think that with the new format that you're working with now, your defense stats will rise. Now, observation is everything you've got well powered up. So that's working well. The only observation I've got on a criticism or feedback rather is that a lot of these buildings are well close together. Now you're allowed 1.5 squares in between a building, if you will. So you can see that these three here, you could probably do the same spacing with two. And if you push these buildings back a bit, then you'll get rid of this spawn zone here because you are quite close to get in. I could probably take the railgun out before it deployed, drop a tank somewhere where the railgun is, which will take care of obviously these two salvos because they'll lock onto that. And then I'm straight in against your barracks and your war factory. I reckon I could take you fairly straightforward because of that railgun and because you've got a spawn area here. I'd maybe also adjust your mind because I reckon if it were me, that's probably where I'd come from because ultimately that is the area I want to attack, isn't it? You know, I really want to take this war factory out and the barracks. I think maybe, just maybe, if you were to do this base again, but if you perhaps had the wall roughly where the power station is there, because I think on balance you're probably a bit too far this way. If you bring everything a bit further this way, so it's equidistant around, then obviously there's no easy, but I suspect that that's your easy way in. Now you are well protected, but if I were to drop a tank, as I say, take that railgun out and then the salvos lock onto that tank, I'll then take out the salvos and then obviously your war factory and your barracks. I'll not do it because you know, I don't want to waste oil and I don't want to obviously knock your base, but I would maybe just tweak that a little bit. Now also you've got a big area of spawn here and here. Now I know they're quite a distance away, but what I would be doing, I'd be getting a few buildings in this sort of zone here. Excuse my kids. And I'd be pushing these spawn zones even further out as well as. Now your walls look like the touch. Make sure that no soldiers escape. The only thing I don't know at this stage is what you've got in your barracks, what you've got in your war factory. Clearly I know you've got tanks. What I'd be looking at if I did screenshots, I'd be looking at what was in your defence, what was in your barracks, and I would give you a well, I'd observe obviously how quickly things spawn. So for example, if you've got 3 tanks in your first slot and it takes 47 seconds or something to spawn, chances are that's too long. So it's just adjusting what comes out in your defence and what you're using as defence. Mortarmen are my absolute favourite. You look like you've got machine gunners. I'd try and really load up mortarmen as my first sort of wave, maybe about 5 or 6 mortarmen, then another 5 or 6, and then load up. All in all, I've got about 25 mortarmen coming out, but just obviously 8 seconds maximum before these deploy. So you're looking at stuff like that, really. Other than that, bro, it's working well. Now I'll just show you in principle what I'm looking at myself. Sorry for the delay. Now I've gone to Zeus as my war factory defence. I've got 1, then 2, and then 4 Zeus. The Zeus comes out after about 7 seconds. You won't see it at the moment because they're all stuck in my platoon because I've been doing the event and I need oil to obviously repair them, and then I can drop them back in my defence again. I'm just trying to aim. I've gone for quite a few machine guns because I was getting attacked a lot by Zeus, and I found that they're working well. I'm trying to get most things, you know, against a transformer where I can. So these two are the flak. I'm not too bothered whether that's transformer. I have got one here that is, but because it's sharing, it's not really causing any bother. And again, you notice I'm trying to aim for. See how every building's quite spread out. and that way, you know, the spawn zones are right on the perimeters, which is obviously going to make the guys have a bit of a journey. So I'm trying to look for that. I'm also trying to make sure that every turret kind of protects every turret, if that makes sense. I'm trying to protect the ways in, so I'm actually using a little bit of the rock face here as part of my defence. Dropping in a mine here, dropping a mine here, because they're going to trying to come round that and drop their way in, and then they get absolutely nailed in these sort of areas here. So yeah, just spread those bases out a little bit more, brother, and I think you should be on to a winner. But also just to try and make sure that if you look at your centre of your map there, I mean, I could probably be a little bit towards the south, southwest, I guess, really, if I want to be truly central, but it's working for me as this type of setup. You know, have a little look at what you're doing. Always make sure there's a plan behind it, and go from there, bro. All right, so well done.